Welcome to BA Topper. Today we are going to see the digestion occurring in mouth, esophagus and stomach. As we all know, the digestion begins in mouth. And there are two main processes of digestion, mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. During mechanical digestion, larger pieces of food get broken down into smaller pieces while being prepared for chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion starts in the mouth and continues into the stomach. Whereas in the case of chemical digestion, several different enzymes break down the macromolecules into smaller molecules that can be more effectively absorbed. The chemical digestion starts with saliva and continues into the intestine. Mastication is the first step in the process of digestion. Mastication or chewing is the process by which food is crushed and ground by teeth. It is the first step of digestion, as we have seen earlier. It increases the surface area of food to allow more efficient breakdown by the enzyme. During the process of mastication, saliva moistens the food while the teeth chew it up and make it easier to swallow in the form of a bolus. Salivary gland is estimated to produce 3 liters of saliva per day. Swallowing happens when the muscles in your tongue and the mouth move the food into your pharynx. The pharynx is a common passage for food and air. There is a small flap of skin called epiglottis which closes over the pharynx to prevent food from entering the trachea. Next we can see esophagus. Esophagus or gullet is a muscular tube in vertebrae through which ingested food passes from the mouth area to the stomach. Here you have to remember a phenomenon known as peristalsis, by which the food is transported from the esophagus to the stomach. So we can see what is peristalsis. It is the involuntary wave-like contraction and relaxation of the muscles of esophagus which forces the food down the tract to the stomach. The mucous membrane lining of the esophagus also enhances this process. The distal end of the esophagus is slightly narrowed because of the thickened circular muscles. This part of the esophagus is called lower esophageal sphincter. This helps in keeping food down and not being regurgitated. What do you mean by regurgitation? It means to bring up the swallowed food again to the mouth. So esophageal sphincter prevents regurgitation. Now we can see what happens to the food in the stomach. The stomach is located in the upper left portion of the abdominal cavity and has three major parts, that is cardiac portion, a fundic portion and a pyrolic portion. It lies between the esophagus and the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. Lying beneath the stomach is the pancreas. A mucous membrane lines the stomach which contains the gastric glands which produces gastric juices. The stomach is divided into four sections. They are: first, cardiac region, where the contents of the esophagus empty into the stomach. Second, fundus, which is formed by the upper curvature of the organ. Third, the body or the main central region. And fourth, pyrolus or atrium, the lower section of the organ that facilitates emptying the contents into the small intestine. There are two muscle valves or sphincters. They are cardiac or esophageal sphincter dividing the tract above and the pyrolic sphincter dividing the stomach from the small intestine. As I mentioned earlier, the glands of the stomach are called gastric glands. There are many different types of gastric glands and they secrete many different types of chemicals. The gastric glands contains the following type of secretory cells. First one, oxyntic cells. It is otherwise known as parietal cells. They secrete hydrochloric acid and intrinsic factor. Second type is chief cells, which is also called as peptic cells or zymogenic cells. They secrete pepsinogen or prorenin. Third type of cells are mucous cells, which secrete mucus. Argentaffin cells are endocrine cells which produce serotonin, somatostatin, and histamine. Gastrin cells or G cells secrete or store gastrin hormone. When the food is mixed and churned with gastric juices, it forms a semi-liquid substance called chyme, which then through peristalsis is pushed into the stomach and onto the small intestine.
Hope you have enjoyed the class. We can discuss the digestion in the small intestine in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel, be a topper, and enjoy learning.